Yeah, I was talking to Bert Kreischer a few months ago, and he was talking about a TV show they were offering. He's like, or I can just do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I go spend 3 months doing a TV show if I can just do a week of podcasting?
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Yeah,
the economics are shaken out in a weird way now too.
Well, yeah, I agree, and there's something to doing a TV show, but it's gonna be different than what it was. You know, there's not going to be a bunch of non-writing producers hanging around the trough, you know, getting paid. You know, like I mean, when they did the 5th season of the Man Show. Our manager, Howard, he got paid for the 5th season. Me and Jimmy, who created the show, didn't get paid. Mm-hmm. By the way, I tell people all the time, they think everything's the format.
No.
It's not the format, it's the host.
Yeah. Well, you weren't just the host, you were creating the content.
Well, yeah. We created the show. Yeah. It was us. Yeah. You know what I mean? The 5th season of the Man Show, they had everything. They had the Juggy Dancers. They had the band. They had everything. It was all turnkey, and they couldn't pull it off. And the reason they couldn't pull it off is because the producers, now they had to produce.
Yeah.
Whereas we wouldn't let them in the building. They now had to produce. See, it's got to be an interesting cocktail conversation where it's like, hey, you guys produced the Man Show. Yeah. The first 4 seasons were awesome. What happened? Why didn't you produce the 5th? What'd you do with 5th? The answer is the 5th season was Jimmy and I left and went, now you do have to produce this show. And that's why they got what they got.
Yeah. And people forget that was Rogan.
Yeah. It was Rogan and Doug Stanhope.
Yeah. 2 extremely good, extremely successful performers.
That's the next thing. It's not like, oh, man, they made a big mistake with these two.
No.
They're both proven to be great performers.
Yeah.
So even with those two, and the format all done, they couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? You would think somebody could like wrestle it into something.
You don't realize, I would tell everybody, you know, the Man Show had like 80 people in the building.
Yeah.
There were like 6 you needed.
Yeah.
And the rest didn't need any of them. They didn't do it.
That's what happened to us with the website company. We had 110 people, and I just said, give me that one. Let's just go do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to sound like a douche, but it was me and Jimmy and Daniel just sitting in the office. Everyone else was just following orders, everything.
But you would think...
everything. Like, we wrote the theme song in the office, you know, like everything, you know?
You would think, though, somebody would... Because were the producers that were doing Doug and Joe, were they the same people that worked around you guys? Or was it a new crop of producers? You were talking about the executive producer. I'm talking about the middle level guys.
Oh, the middle level guys. I first off,
because I wonder if a middle level guy.
I never checked. Yeah. I never asked if anybody was right or something.
Yeah.
A fair amount of people went on with Jimmy to late night.
Okay.
Including me.
Yeah. Okay.
Another group. I mean, practically, I'm sure, stayed behind and did the 5th season of the Man Show, but they weren't the creative engine. They just followed
directions.
They followed directions.
Yeah. So it's interesting to me because you think somebody would just go, why don't we just design this around Joe and Doug? What are they interested? What do they want to do? You know, as opposed to read this prompter, which I bet would really happen.
Well, no, I think Joe and Doug did what they wanted to do, but this is sketch and commercial parody and stuff. It's different. It's not what people think. It's not stand-up.
No.
And it's not a podcast. And it's not a book. It's its own animal. All the commercial parodies and all this.
People thought it was sort of sketch, but it was not even that.
People thought it was us making fart jokes and drinking beer. They didn't know all the sort of nuance of it. Mm-hmm. They didn't know what was going on with that show, but there's a lot. And the sketch stuff and the parody stuff, it's tough. I mean, it's a certain kind of muscle and gear. It's not stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you know, I came from the Groundlings and I came from Acme, and Jimmy came from a long experience of doing it on the radio, building these characters and doing these voiceover stuff and assembling stuff and editing. A lot of it was just in the editing, and so we had a base in that. Doug And Joe like came from stand up.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't come from sketch.
Yep.
I didn't Jimmy didn't come from stand up and I didn't come from stand up. I came from sketch. And he came from like radio sketch. And that's why we're able to bring you Mascul out.
My favorite in Primate Theater.
All right, let's take a break. We'll get into some of the stuff on our page.
Should we play Mascul ad?
I'll play Mascul out. I'll play Mascul out once a day for the rest of my life. And I will say this about Mascul out.
You don't have to see it. The audio's enough.
I do Mascul out with a clean conscience because I didn't write Mascul out.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't in Mascul out. You know, so I feel a little self-conscious about, here's another bit I did, here's another bit I did. But I didn't have anything to do with Mascul out. Now, I also love Rest Assured, but I love Rest Assured. I did write that, and I did star in it, but I like it because it's like conceptually perfect.
Yeah.
You know, that there should be, like anytime you make a parody or a joke and someone goes, yeah, but there should be a service that does that, then you've hit. That's where you've landed, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You've exposed something real.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with the Mascul out right after this. Oh, here's Mascul out, everybody. So
Billy! Not my favorite sweater. I love my men. But when it comes to laundry, there's one thing I can do without. Protein stains. Those frustrating protein stains. Those embarrassing protein
I love the sock on her back.
You need new Mascul out.
Mascul out?
Protein delivered at high velocity can adhere to fibers, but Mascul out crystals penetrate deep into fabric to remove even the toughest protein stains.
Sounds great. But can it clean this protein stained sweater?
Just look. We stained 2 identical sweaters with protein. Threw them in a hamper for 3 weeks. Then treated one with Mascul out, the other with the leading brand.
The Mascul out sweater is clean, but the other one...
Dog's licking it.
I got protein on my jeans.
You hit the shower, mister. I'll grab the Mascul out.
Mascul out, protein stain remover.
Did you ever
Shoot
meet the
it in
actress?
every load.
Shoot it in every load.
Oh,
We
no.
didn't miss one fucking fiber when we did this.
Yeah.
We cast.
Yeah.
We'd fucking have big casting sessions to find the mom.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. That wasn't like the receptionist. That was a perfect actress mom.
Yep.
We would fucking cast the kid. We'd have the graphics department and the fucking props department. You know, hey, this is what the Mascul out container looks like. It's got to have a balls, but it can't be hairy balls, but it's got to be phallic, but it's got to have a red cap like a head and stuff. It was fucking painstaking.
Yeah.
Then we left. They can't do that.
No.
They can't think fucking dogs licking it, going, socks stuck to her back. We cast a fucking friend who was embarrassed for her. You know, and we built the sets, everything. It was everything. We'd have meetings, and we'd have the prop department, the set, the casting, and it'd be a fucking 97-second commercial that took months.
I remember I did a thing for you guys, Assholes Anonymous.
Oh, you did a few things for us.
Well, that one, though, was my favorite line. Just listen to what some of these assholes have to say.
I remember you doing Splitting the Atom.
Oh, yeah, that was a whole skit we did.
That was the whole thing where I had a doppelganger. I cloned myself. But I'm saying, first things first.
Yeah.
These people aren't good enough to come up with Mascul out. They're just not. That's not a.
Who was
that's
that?
That's not a basic thought.
What team member was that?
I can't tell you who wrote it. I can tell you who didn't write it. Because we had like 5 shitty writers that never did anything. They just sat there.
Somebody's got to contact that woman again, too, and see what her thoughts are about that. It'd be so funny.
We had me dating my mom and fucking my mom and stuff.
Yes.
We had out there shit about me fucking betting my mom.
Oh, yep.
It wasn't, people think, it's in and drinking beer.
No.
We had weird esoteric shit.
Yeah.
That they can't do. You think Stone Stanley's going to be able to do any of that?
Well, just rest
They wouldn't know how to hire.
Just come up with the name Rest Assured.
Yeah, I never liked the name. But I like the bit. But the point is we're going to hire that guy, go find that guy. Joe Rogan, Doug Stanhope, we're going to do that. They do stand-up.
Yeah.
They do other things.
Yeah.
They're not going to do this.
Yes.
There was only 2 guys that could do that. By the way, Comedy Central scoured the land. They got whoever they wanted to host this show. It was a big successful show. They didn't have any problem getting the best of the best. Writers, performers, they could do whatever they wanted. They had a huge budget. Show was a success. They're going in the 5th season. They had the template. They had the producers, Stone Stanley. They had everything. They couldn't do it.
I was thinking about the Fox lately for some reason.
Yeah, he was great.
He's been coming back to me, and I don't know why. Just kind of think about him.
Because he was a good time in a weird bygone era where it's like people weren't going out and protesting Hamas and shit. They were just going, let's fucking sing some sea shanties and chug a beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were
Upside down.
just up for a good fucking time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bill the Fox
Well, there was a lot of fun
Foster.
in the 80s and 90s that were just gone. No fun.
Yeah, no,
Fun
people
just
don't
not.
have fun anymore.
No.
Well, it's also so fucking regulated that it's like people don't. I mean, everyone's angry,
Yeah.
and the fun is gone. But the fun's coming back for the octagons. Oh, they're having fun in Florida.
That's true.
They're not having
happy
fun.
there.
They're not having fun here.
You're right.
Here, we're just worried about the people and the indigenous people in our community and our unhoused neighbors and the the Latina and Latinx brothers and sisters who come here to clean our toilets and pick our grapes.